Hello, and welcome back to another Chris McPherson show. Watch along for the NBL. We are getting set for Sydney Kings versus the Brisbane Bullets. The Kings on the rise, the Bullets under a new interim coach, and it's all starting to happen for them. They're starting to show some form, but whether it be enough tonight, we've picked this one apart already in our preview show and had a look ahead to what this game offers. And there's some underlying pieces that suggest maybe, just maybe, Brisbane are a chance to go toe-to-toe with the Kings here. But can they hold on for 40 minutes is the big question. They're going to have to absolutely grab the bull by the tail and hang on for 40 minutes. That is the big ask for them. Still no Hunter Maldonado in for the Brisbane Bullets. Their new signing coming in as a replacement for Dakota Mathias. For the Kings, we expect to be Kendrick Davis, Matthew Dellavedova, Xavier Cooks, Tim Suarez and Bull Quoll. And a stacked bench, Robertson, Hunter Goodrick, Jalen Galloway, Sean Bruce, Kuatnoy, Makawach Malawach, Gok Malawal, and Leweth Awan. So, let us know what you're riding, what you're chasing, and we will keep you up to date with it. Hello, Hez, how are you? Good to have you on board again. Not long now, and we'll be underway. Expecting tip-off at about 7:35. Hez, you love an outsider. You and a few of the others here. Undoubtedly, we'll have the crew in shortly. I'm sure Nick will be all over Brisbane again tonight. What else has been happening in everyone's world as we get set? Big odds for Brizzy. They are big odds for Brizzy. Yeah. It's an interesting one. Let's have a look. What do we got? Plus 570. Big numbers. Well, we'll see how they go. For Brisbane, we expect they will line up with Javon Freeman, Liberty, Alex Dukas, Mitch Norton, Tyrell Harrison. He is going to be the absolute go-to. And Terry Taylor. Their bench will be Tristan Devers, Callum Dalton, Jack Purchase, Jacob Holt, Toey Smith-Milner, and Sam McDaniel. Smith-Milner and McDaniel alongside Devers are going to have to be the heavy hitters off the bench. So we'll see what they can come up with, what they can conjure, what they can create. But in the meantime, a big thank you to all of you who've already gotten behind the channel and hit subscribe. Love it if you give the video a like tonight. And again, if you haven't already, of course, jump into the comments and then, yes, hit subscribe when you get your opportunity. Reminder, when these sides came together earlier in the year in November, the Kings put on an absolute clinic against the Bullets, picked them apart. So will that happen again, or will it, as Hez has suggested, be Brisbane coming back? A juicy price, and as we keep saying the last few nights, the NBL is the league where anything can and does happen. We're seeing some highlights from recent games. Hey, Clint, Dellavedova, Dukas, Taylor, Cooks points if you can. I can keep you up to date with most of those, mate, as we roll. At worst, I'll give them to you at all the breaks, but I'll try and keep you up to date on a few of those. I'll write a note here so we've got those. What are you riding, Clint? Let us know. I'll ride them with you. I've got Kuatnoy for 15 or more tonight. And I've got the unders and Sydney to take the first quarter by 3 or more. Kudos Bank Arena, pretty full. Had a double header there today that the WNBL played before. So Sydney Flames had a clash up against Southside. It wasn't good news for the Sydney-based side. Southside blew them out in the first half. They led 60-43 at half time and just closed it out from there, 113-94. So plenty of points on offer in the WNBL. Riding overs on all. Okay. So you want to see plenty of points, the opposite to me. They've won 9 of their last 11, the Kings. 5 straight now as well. They are in form. They're probably, it's fair to say, the form team of the competition, certainly since the FIBA break. So it's going to be interesting to keep an ear and an eye on what they can do. And can the Bullets stop them? The Bullets The last 2 games had a good win against the Breakers and then took Melbourne United deep a few nights ago as well. So not without their causes, but they're going to need a big session from Tyrell Harrison. The interim coach, Darryl McDonald, was talking about Harrison in their post-game press conference last game, and he said that he believes that Tyrell Harrison can be the best centre in this league. Remembering this is a league with guys like Jesse Edwards, JaVale McGee, Isaac Humphries, Geordie Hunter, Tim Suarez, just to name a few, and I've probably missed some as well. Joe Luala-Chul. Like, there are some wonderful big men. Sam Menenga, Sam Wardenberg. We are stacked at the centre position. Let me know, do you think there's a chance that he becomes eventually in time, the best centre in the NBL with his development at the moment, Tyrell Harrison? I guess only time will tell. We're not far away from tip-off here. You've probably got just enough time to jump on and check. Hey, Michael, yeah, this has been the common conversation that no one seems to be able to get streams in the US. That's why we do this, or part of why we do it. We enjoy just bringing it to you. Has a chance, yeah. Yeah, well, there's a chance. Real Dumb and Dumber vibes. So you're telling me there's a chance? Yeah, certainly interesting to see tonight what they can come up with, how they halt this Sydney side. Hey, Jordan, I'm based in Australia and I'm watching on ESPN, mate. So ESPN in Australia televise it. They don't televise it in the US, unfortunately. So we just walk through, keep you up to date, keep the live score up, as you'll see there. We've got both teams getting ready for tip-off. Starting fives, Kendrick Davis, Matthew Dellavedova, Xavier Cooks, Tim Suarez and Bull Quoll for the Kings. And for the Bullets, in their very vibrant yellow tops, Javon Freeman-Liberty, Alex Dukas, Mitch Norton, Tyrell Harrison and Terry Taylor. Only moments till we get underway. 2 teams taking the court. Brisbane are out there. Kings, their starting 5 are out there now too. Let us know where you're tuning in from. What part of the world? I know lots of you in the US. Let us know where in the US. Any NFL fans on? Don't know if anyone caught the Falcons upset of the Rams today. That put a cat amongst the pigeons. Interesting result. As we said, a big crowd in watching this game in Sydney after the Sydney women's team went down in their curtain raiser game. I was very happy to see my Miami Heat get a win today in the NBA as well. That was nice. Plenty of points shared around. And we are underway now in the first quarter here. 26 first quarter points from Sydney to Cash. Well, if it finishes 26-23, I'll be real happy with that, Astro. Good to see you again, mate. Great to have people coming back. USA, Nebraska. Thank you, Clint. Hey, Tony. Had some huge money on Jordan Hunter, over 7.5 rebounds. That's why I kept asking if he was on the floor. Yeah, fair, mate. Again, happy to keep everyone up to date. We have 4 seconds gone, and we've got a jump ball here back to the centre. Suarez wins out, swats it away. Kendrick Davis takes it, lays it off for Dellavedova. Kings first possession. Happy to keep everyone as up to date as I can with stats and who's on the floor at any point. Just drop it in the comments and I'll try and respond and react. Beautiful work there from Terry Taylor. Takes it away, goes to the hoop. Brisbane score first. Bullets take the early lead. Dellavedova works it back down. That was great work by Taylor. Suarez. Taylor doing the job on Suarez. Davis gets 2, fading away. 40 seconds gone. We're all level 2 apiece. Xavier Cooks and Max unit over 25.5 PRA. Well, if X can cook today, pardon the pun, but Kings will go a long way towards winning because that means they're going to have to take pressure off Kendrick Davis. Dukas swings it out. Norton drives into the lane, lays it up and gets it done right on the shot clock. 4-2. Minute 12 gone. Cooks with a little fumble. Now he picks it up. He's on the 45 on the left of the 3-point arc. Suarez under pressure. Interesting structure sending Taylor to Suarez. Davis gets to Harrison, just skirts around him. Missed shot. Harrison with a rebound. Norton's on the deck. Now the ball sitting with JFL. Javon Freeman Liberty for 3. Open look, doesn't get it. Qual with the rebound. Pushes it out to Kendrick Davis. 8:15 on the clock. And that'll be a foul on Norton. He fouls Kendrick Davis. So that'll be the first foul of the game. Brisbane really showing some different looks here in D. I know that Suarez is probably too mobile for Harrison. Oh, Kendrick Davis just steps inside a couple. He's off to an early start. That's 4 points for him now. Norton running point on this play now. Sitting back deep at halfway. Gives it off Taylor. Terry Taylor up against Xavier Cook. Swings it wide now for Dukas. Kendrick Davis manning up on the youngster. He gets a nice bounce pass. Creates a lane. They swing open for Taylor on the 45 for 3. Doesn't go though. Suarez gets the rebound. Davis is smooth with the basketball. If it wasn't for a man named Bryce Cotton, Kendrick Davis would be charging towards a second straight MVP. Instead, he's going to run second 2 years in a row. Delhi gets 2 for the Kings. They get their first lead of the game. Let's fix that up. Put it on the wrong side. There we go. 7:15 on the clock. Dukas cuts into the lane. He's at the free throw line. Bounce pass out for Norton. He comes in. Mismatch for Suarez. Dukas 3-point. Doesn't go. Leaves it well short. Quick pass. Cooks now going to the hoop. Dunk. Drives it home. 8-4. 7:03 to come. Xavier Cooks has 2. Delhi has 2. Kendrick Davis has 4. Mitch Norton 2 and Terry Taylor 2. 8-4. That was a staunch move from Big X. Harrison thought about getting in the way, but just knew he couldn't get to him. We've got a timeout, Brisbane. D-Mac, the coach of Brisbane, calling an early one to try and get on top of this. Just jumping on, guys. Love it if you could hit like on the video. Get involved in the comments. Love to have chat in there. You can chat about anything in there. Basketball, NBL, NBA, Chinese basketball, Korean basketball, whatever you want to chat about. I'm sure we'll have a couple of our familiar friends back. I've been looking at some platforms to run our Discord, etc., to try and create some stuff. Yeah, it's been good so far. They're both sides playing up tempo. So again, the Kings, 5 in a row. Perth, Melbourne, Adelaide, Cairns and Illawarra. A win tonight would see them climb up into 3rd on the ladder and be within touching distance of Melbourne United in 2nd. Brisbane now, Javon Freeman Liberty. The man who was with them to start the season departed and then came back as an import. Obviously some tension or something not working right with him and Jalen Adams, the former MVP, the former Sydney player, who's now parted ways with the club. Now they go into the paint. Harrison's there. Nice little bounce pass to Taylor. The two bigs working together. Taylor, a little no-look turn away, and the shot clock's violated. Turnover ball, 6:37 on the clock. 8-4. You need some points here, Astro. They're a little slow out of the gate, Sydney, at the moment. There we go. Xavier's gets another 2. Clint, you'll be enjoying that. Cook's going hard. Ken, how are you, my friend? Good to see you back. Great to have your company. Just a little bit. Not too hard. Over 180. I've gone the under. I think I got 186, Ken. So if we can land in between those two. No, hey, Jordan, they're 10-minute quarters, mate. So FIBA rules, not NBA rules. Xavier Cooks with another jumper. Doesn't drop this time. Ball swatted away by Quoll, and it lands with Terry Taylor for the Bullets. He swings it wide now. We've got Sam McDaniel out there. Great to see him back on the court at the back end of the season. No problem, mate. That's what we're here for. All work together and chat together through it all. Now it goes back to McDaniel. Up against Jalen Galloway, who's out there for the Kings. Bull Quoll gets a hand in, takes it away. He's going to drive it all the way. They're behind him and they're trailing, and Quoll just softly lays it up. Kings starting to get a bit of an opening on them. 5:38 on the clock. They're getting close to the pace you need now from them, Astro. Harrison just pulling it up, taking his time. Javon Freeman Liberty sweeps around, pulls back to the 45. Hey, Regent. Yeah, I do a video. I've started doing videos most days now on the games, even the games I don't do the watch-alongs for. We get a foul with 5:19 on the clock for Brisbane. So there's a video in my channel that you'll be able to find each day. You need 20 with around 3 minutes left to feel safe. It's nothing like it coming down to the wire. Come on, Astro. So Tyrell Harrison at the line for Brisbane. He's second in the NBL this season for double-doubles. He gets his first free throw. 11 double-doubles this season. The big man for Brisbane. Hits 2 of them. It's clean. It's an awkward-looking free throw style, but it works. 12-6, 5:17 on the clock. Quite noise out there. Bull Quoll for 3. Doesn't go. Oh, they miss it. Harrison nearly fluffed the rebound. JFL flicks it wide. They drop it into Tyrell Harrison, who's just dispossessed. Suarez steals it. Yeah, the women's game did go over Wiki. Went over 200 points. Southside put on a bit of a clinic. They blew out the Flames, but it was a high-scoring affair all in all. Out of bounds and now to be Sydney ball, offensive baseline. Kendrick Davis, little cross up, little jumper at the free throw line, gets his 2. Doing what Kendrick does best, 14-6, 4:40 on the clock. JFL at the top of the three-point arc, swings it wide. McDaniel for 3, doesn't go. Suarez has got the ball now. Davis fires it back. Quatnoy for 3. Well overcooked. JFL with the rebound. Can't be taking those rash shots. No, you don't get sweat-free matches like that often. Yeah, Southside would have cashed you early. Minus 110 live. You must have got in there early. Nice little bucket there for Brisbane. Just looking at the numbers from that game. Lauren Nicholson, 21. 3 players in the 20s for Southside. Kendrick Davis going to work here. Cuts into mid-range jumper for Suarez. He gets that. He's got a good shooting range, 16-8. Now Taylor lays off. McDaniel swings it wide. Jacob Holt's out there now. Drops it back to McDaniel. It just waltzes into the paint. Gets up over Suarez, but can't get at the shot cleanly through the hands. Another stop for Sydney. Davis fires it too hard for Suarez on the move. McDaniel winds up for 3 and gets it. That's a big shot for Brisbane, 16-11. Quick break the other way, and Suarez gets a dunk. Alley-oop from JG, and it's 18-11. 2:55 to go. Bench out of KD, Bryce, and Casey. I'm a Sydney Kings fan, and I'm going to say I bench KD. You can't play. I'm not playing Bryce and KD side by side, but I'd play Bryce and Casey side by side. And that would be outrageous. And then you bring Kendrick off the bench. That's what I'm going with. Tony, what's your thoughts? Speaking of the man, he goes up, takes the contest, and won. No, the foul's been called on him and he wants it reviewed. He's over at the bench. Well, this will be a huge call for you, Astro. Norton gets up. He's pretty vertical. They are going to use the coach's challenge. So 8-11, 2:28 on the clock. This is the coach's challenge. It's been called an offensive foul on the floor. Looks to me like Norton's gone straight up. He's worn Davis's elbow on the chin. I think that this will stand. There is a possible foul in the lead up, though, so that could be interesting. Whether they can go back to that or not. Sam McDaniel. Coach's challenge unsuccessful. Yeah, look, there's a big golfing class between these two teams. Brisbane are very short on depth. They've got a couple of really good players, most notably their centre, Tyrell Harrison. John Freeman Liberty's decent as well. Terry Taylor, one of their US imports, is pretty solid. But Sydney have, Matthew Dellavedova, who played in the NBL. They've got Xavier Cooks, who's been an MVP. Kendrick Davis, who'll probably runner-up in the MVP this year. He was runner-up in the MVP last year at his previous club. One of the best defensive players, one of the most mobile centres. They have at times, but not since the FIBA break, really. I think they've averaged 21-point wins in their last 5 games. Well, they've had a couple of wins by 40 and 30. So they've been putting some teams to the sword. But, yeah, they've played some... They've absolutely dropped their bucket a few times this year. So Brisbane ball now. Now we've got a foul on Mulawach for the Sydney Kings, who's out there. Sydney already getting through plenty of rotations. I think the defence is better this year, Ken, to be fair. The defence is better. More structured play. Mulawach to Kwatnoy. Kwatnoy shovels it off to Galloway. Galloway slides in, step back. 3-point shot for Jalen Galloway. Doesn't quite go. Smith Milner's out there, gets the rebound. Minute 50 to go. Holt lays it off. McDaniel's outside the arc. Dellavedova putting the pressure on. He gets up and gets the 2 points. Back to a 5-point game with a minute 34 on the clock. Yeah, the spread was 12.5. That is correct. I took 2.5 for the first quarter, and I'm a bit nervous about that. Oh, Kwatnoy drives into the paint and gets a bucket. No, that wasn't Kwatnoy. That was Mulawach. 20-13. A minute 12 on the clock. You're going to need some points here. Possession should line up if Brisbane don't use all their time. McDaniel. Dellavedova. Trying to put pressure on. No good. Galloway's going down court one-on-one. Goes into the lane, drops it. 22-13, 53 seconds. You need 26 or over 26, Astro. Smith Milner swings it wide. Oh, that had some heat on it. McDaniel reels it in. Now Norton's there, little jumper. Gets a shot and it goes. Over 25.5. All right, 22-15, 31 seconds. Jalen Galloway steps into the paint. Doesn't go. They get the rebound though, Sydney. Goodrick's there. He gets 2. 22 seconds. Just got it away with 0.1 of a second on the shot clock. Smith Milner, they're going to try and hold down this last possession here. This is not helping your cause at all, Astro. They swing it wide. Out of bounds. Brisbane ball, 8.4 on the clock. Brisbane, 8.4 seconds on the clock here, and they can use all of it. There's no shot clock. As Galloway and Goodrick check out. Cooks is in. Noy's in. Robertson's there as well. Smith Milner. Freeman Liberty, he's holding back. He's got 4 seconds. He'll wind up for a 3-pointer here. I'd say no, drives into the paint, 1 point. And it doesn't go. 24-15. Not so good for you, Astro, unfortunately. Missed by 1 shot. Sydney's shooting at 67% in that first quarter, though. Brisbane, 35%. That's some big numbers. 12 from 18. Brisbane of your existence. Oh, there we go. He's got the dad jokes too, Astro. Well done. What do we got here? Kendrick Davis, 6 points. Delhi, 2 points. Xavier Cooks and Tim Suarez, 4. Qual, Goodrick, Galloway, Makawach, Malawach, 2 each. For the chasing, the Cooks PRA. What are we up to early for Big X? He is on just 4. He has no rebounds, no assists. Kendrick Davis, 3 assists and a rebound already, so he's up to 10 for his PRA. I think his line was 34.5, so he's off to a flyer. For the Bullets, Norton has 4 points. Tyrell Harrison, 2 points. Terry Taylor, 2 points. Jacob Holt, 2 points. Sam McDaniel, 5 points. Tyrell Harrison, 3 rebounds already. Terry Taylor with 2 steals in the first quarter. That's a flying start for the import. But, yeah, slow-ish quarter. It had some ebbs and flows, I think, Ken. But 39 points is pretty low. As you can imagine, with 186.5 or 185.5 that I've got on the board, I'm not upset about that tonight, but still far from home. All right, Sydney Kings minus 2.5 for the first quarter, though, comfortably salutes. So happy with that. That's 1 in the bank. And as much as I've talked to you guys about me not betting recently, I decided to back my own ones that I did in the preview. I said, I think that's only fair. So just some small wagers on those, just to second quarter point total. I'll get that out eventually. Astro is 46.5. Well, that's the thing in bookmaking. They suggest that if the number was right to start with at that 180-ish, then it's right. So they'll stick around that number to still hit the next quarter. So just because one quarter was slow doesn't mean the next quarter will always be slow, and it should regress to the mean. So that's kind of that was always what we got taught when I was working in the betting agencies. So yeah, spent that have been about 4 years in the betting agencies, nearly 5 years working for betting agencies. So certainly an interesting time that was. If you're just joining us, make sure to hit like on the video, get involved in the comments, and I'd love it if you hit subscribe as well. We hit the milestone of 600 yesterday, 50 on over 180. Excellent. Well, like I said, Ken, if it lands between 180 and 185, we'll both be happy campers. That is the end goal. I like a net sum everyone wins game. Second quarter about to get underway here. Brisbane in possession. Dukas switches it back to Freeman Liberty, but Dukas has caught the paint on the outside. Hello, kid. Hello, mate. Thank you. Glad you enjoyed it. Ken, no, look, I used to be, without going too far into the weeds, I used to be in real estate. Had a bit of a falling out with the boss here and decided I wanted to work in sport because I love sport. As we see, Malawach gets 2 for the Kings. And so I just sent out my resume in emails to about 500 different sporting organisations that I could find, whether they were sports clubs, anything loosely related to sports. And the betting agency was one that offered me a job in the end, and moved up to Darwin in the Northern Territory to work in that space. Irving, they probably can, but I don't know if they will from here. It's pretty big to come back from Sydney. Oh, Robertson with a 3, leaves it short. Thanks, hello. So the betting agency went up there, started just operating the phones, and then moved into working on the prices as well. I've got a background where I'm pretty decent at maths, so odds play into my comfort zone, and sports obviously I know pretty well as well. So put the two together, and it wasn't a bad gig. Miss for Brisbane there for a 2-pointer. Cooks fires it to Delhi. Delhi over the top. Malawach with a little fumble. Can't get the clean shot away. Drops back to Delhi outside the 3. So, yeah, then just worked for a couple of different companies there, Ken. So it was a good time, but a lot of weekend work, as you can imagine, with sport and different other things, which was hard. I was playing rugby myself at the time as well, so trying to balance those sorts of things around became quite challenging. And then one of the companies I was working for shut down. Yeah, Astro, I don't mind that. I think I said in my preview, I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up like 100 to 70 something. if Sydney really turn the screws tonight. They could easily win this by 20 plus points. Malowach with another bucket. 28-15, 8:32 on the clock. Javon Freeman Liberty. Little fumble, but he gets it back. Malowach pressing hard, making the most of some early minutes. He's up to 6 points. They're shooting at 67% still. He's getting older, I think, Astro is the fair way to say. But when he gets on a little bit of a roll, he can light up some points pretty quickly. So he's still got that hot hand. Robertson absolutely swatted away there, but the rebound comes back. Suarez, oh no. Suarez lined up for the three and then went the dummy and dropped it down to Cooks, but Cooks wasn't watching and it just rolled out of play. But yeah, Delhi can go on runs, but yeah, he's not the absolute energy hustle player that he was when he was playing for the Cavs and stuff. Some scrappy ball to start the first couple of minutes of this second quarter. Line's 170, yeah. Nick's, I'm surprised Nick's not in here spruiking the unders. He's always about the unders, Ken. Oh, three-point shot doesn't go. Taylor comes in. Suarez swats it away. Delhi's there. Can't reel it in. It goes over the sideline. Brisbane ball. Yeah, that's the best role for him now. Yeah, that can change Swarm. Interesting to see what comes from here. It's a little quiet without him here, Ken. He's one of the leading voices in the chat. That's right. There's plenty to talk about. Ask any questions you've got, guys. Jump in there. Everyone's pretty friendly in that chat. Do I think Brisbane might win? Look, honestly, I don't. I don't think they win this from here. At the start of the game, I thought there was a bit of a chance, but coming back from 13 down is pretty hard, although the Kings are very sloppy as they have another turnover there at the moment. But I just think the Kings over 40 minutes against Brisbane sort of lack a bit of depth, so trying to go with Sydney for that period as we see them airball or three. Swarm. That's a bit more brutal than I was thinking. Megan Fox might knock on my door, but I doubt it. Yeah, well, like I said, it's that Kendrick Davis for three. Doesn't go. Not many hit shots at the moment. Kendrick Davis absolutely laid out by JFL. Just runs over the top of him. Gets the bucket. 28-17. Hey, Levels, yeah, I don't think ESPN show it in the US much, if at all. So it's a shame, but let's me do this. And Xavier Cooks gets a bucket and one. Minus 16.5. Well, the way they're going, they're going to win by 40, but these games swing and ebb and flow, as we know. Clint, you'll be happy with Cooks. He's off to a flying start. He's got 6 already, and he's at the line now for 7. And he gets it. Not his forte, free throws, but he gets it. They lead by 14, 31-17. Last time they played, he got 24 points. X. So, McDaniel working against Dellavedova. 1-on-1. We all have those. I've spent many a night watching some of these to keep up with sports. So I enjoy commentary, I enjoy watching, and I enjoy the conversation. So it's a win-win. Davis gets a shot away, but he's been fouled in the act. So that'll be a shooting foul. He'll go to the line. Brisbane team point total now at Pickham at 73.5. Nice. You believe Brisbane will win? Well, I would suggest go and always gamble responsibly, but go and have a little crack. I think you can get them at about plus 2,000 live at the moment. In American odds, or $21 in Aussie odds. Davis gets his first one. It'll be a whole turnaround. It would be a huge turnaround from here. But again, we've seen weirder things. I'll never say never. I just say I don't know that it's value at $21 or plus 2,000. Brisbane inbound. Has it even been a point this quarter? Yeah, they've got 2. It's 8-2 this quarter to Sydney. Yeah, correct. Yeah, just have a little fiver on them at 21. Nice, that'll pay out, $100. Little Divas for a 3, doesn't go, right on the shot clock, swatted back away. Qual takes it into the leg of Javon Freeman Liberty and out of bounds. Yeah, Astro, this has been one of the wildest seasons I can remember. I don't know if it's just because I'm watching more intently more of the games, like even the neutral games, because normally in seasons gone by, I'd watch the Kings games and just watch other big ticket games, or whether it's actually the case. But yeah, it certainly feels like it. But yeah, Brisbane currently shooting at 25%. Sydney at 62.5%. Yeah, I should have just told you this is what it's like all the time, Astro. Get more excited when Sydney scores. 33-17. I'll be happy when they win. They've broken my heart in some bad ways over the years, Swarm. They swing it wide, back to McDaniel for 3, and he gets one. There we go. There's the Bullets, 33-20. Quite noisy out there. I need him for some threes. Need him for some points. Suarez is fouled, misses the bucket though, so it'll just be 2 free throws. 35-20, 5:01 on the clock in the second quarter. Need my man Kawat to start getting some buckets. Hasn't got any points yet. I've got him for 15 plus. Plus 2, I think it was plus 235. I'll do the mental arithmetic as I go to convert things into the American odds for the majority of you. Suarez gets one. Oh, I missed that last bucket for them there at 36. They got away from me. There we go. Yeah, well, it's possible. Surely they've got to start hitting some buckets. They're shooting at, as I said, 27% or something here. Suarez gets his second, 37-20. Taylor for 2 threes, Davis for 3 threes. Oh. Both have had a crack at it so far as ball's taken away from Javon Freeman Liberty. Davis now, he drives into the paint. That's not going to be a 3. Kawat Noi shapes up. Open 3 for Kawat. Oh, bounces out. Suarez gets it. Swings it wide. Qual, Jalen Galloway. Suarez down the lane for 3. That doesn't go either. The Kings are getting carried away now. Kings are 2 from... No, what are they? None from 6 for 3. Oh, bodies colliding everywhere. Kawat Noi and Bull Qual sandwich Mitch Norton. Let's see the replay. It was kind of in the peripheral of the line. Keeps going down, 168 now. Ken. That happens. I'm happy I'm on the right side of it tonight by the sound of it. We're going to have a timeout here. If I can get 2 out of my 3 bets, I'll be happy today. If Kawat Noi somehow pulls out 15 points from here over the next 24 minutes, it will be an absolute feast. Hopefully the Kings start to rotate in some of their bench players if it stays at this sort of margin. Yeah, you and me both, Astro. I'm normally sitting there sweating in overs. Last night got me a little bit excited. I thought it might have gone to overtime and somehow Stephen Bradbury'd it. And if you don't know who Stephen Bradbury is, he's an Australian Winter Olympian. Look up Stephen Bradbury Olympic gold and watch the video. It's one of the funniest things you'll see. Bit of speed skating. He comes from nowhere to win. It's a colloquialism here in Australia after I think he might have been our first Winter Olympic gold medalist, which is kind of appropriate. The Winter Olympics aren't far away. When do they start? 6th of February, just over a month away. Sydney with the ball inbound now. Davis over the top. Goodrick's out there. Galloway swings it wide to Kawat Noi. Quatnoy goes against Smith-Milner, gets up and over. There we go. Quat's got some points. That's a start for me. 39-20. Biggest lead of the game. Noy gets in front of Freeman Liberty. Qual putting the pressure on. Goodrick playing the big role here against Harrison. That's going to be the mismatch they want. Fires it out. Foul called on Jalen Galloway with 3.7 on the shot clock. Good to have you all tuning in. If it's the first time you've joined us, please give us a like on the video. If it's not your first time joining us, also give us a like on the video. That'd be wonderful. Get involved in the comments. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Wow, that is big. Probably about right, to be fair. I'd still be tempted by that if I was betting in play. There we go. There'll be a foul. And there'll be Harrison going to line. Foul called on Goodrick. But yeah, if you're just joining us and you're enjoying the live updates from the game, make sure to hit subscribe, get around the channel. We passed 600 yesterday. That was early for us. We're trying to get there the first week of January. Now, next stop, 750. That's where we're going to try and get to next. Love to get there by the end of January if we can. We bring you plenty of basketball and other content, dropping the fairly almost daily episodes previewing games, etc. as well over the next little bit. As Harrison goes for his second free throw, he gets that one. Missed the first, 39-21, 3:33 on the clock before half time. Kendrick Davis, Harrison just drops the shoulder. Wow. These teams have played 20 times here at Kudos Bank Arena across their history. Sydney 16, Brisbane 4. They've only won 4 times in their history here. As Tyrell Harrison takes a seat. He's got 2 personal fouls to his name. Davis goes the line, hits the first one. I have to come back to that live spread at minus 22.5 for Astro. Get the second one, Davis. Brisbane going to work here. Smith-Milner. Now it's round to McDaniel. McDaniel drains a 3. That'll put some spark in them. Hey, Nace, I am watching on ESPN in Australia via a streaming platform called KO. But I am in Australia and it's an Australian channel. Quatnoy, boom, there he is. That's my man. He's got 3 points. 43-24. Finally, 1 for the Kings. They're 1 from 8 from 3. Still, they're shooting at 60%. Brisbane at 30%. Smith-Milner, he drains a 3 back the other way. Now the points are flowing. 43-27. 2:40 on the clock. No, you get another bucket before the halftime break would be wonderful. Davis trying to milk a foul, doesn't get it. Norton will take it down court. Slow down, Brisbane. Javon Freeman Liberty goes up, comes down, doesn't get the bucket. Paul Qual takes the rebound, lays off to Kendrick Davis. Yeah, it'd be pretty outrageous. Warming up, Ken. Jalen Galloway for 3. Doesn't get it. Goodrick. Oh, that could have been a foul. You would think so, Irving. You would think so. Mitch Norton now. 2 minutes on the clock till halftime. 16-point ball game. Norton into the paint. Loses the ball. Galloway managed to put the pressure on him. Fumbles it over the baseline. Sydney Kings ball. 1:55 on the clock. Bullets have the highest frequency of turnovers per game in the league, averaging 15 turnovers a game. As Galloway and Goodrick check out. Dellavedova and Cooks are back in. That's the hardest thing with some of the points in these games is you're relying on who the coach decides to play for minutes. Suarez is back in for Noy as well. Qual wide for 3. Drains it, Bull Qual. 46-27. Equal biggest lead of the night. 1:31 to go till half time. Javon Freeman Liberty. He's played some big minutes already, almost 16 minutes. They go for 3. Qual almost came over the rebound. It slices out and lands into Kendrick Davis's lap. Davis runs around the outside, flicks it back. Suarez open for 3. Doesn't get it. Cooks bats it over the baseline. But they're going to call a foul on Cooks against Smith-Milner, and Cooks will go to the line here. Clint, this is looking very good for you, as it is. Trying to think who it was that had the PRA happening. Tony. Let's have a run through those numbers. They'll have it over just 2 points. Alex Dukas, no points yet. Terry Taylor, 2 points as Cooks misses his first. Not a renowned free throw shooter. And misses his second. None from 2 there. That is not ideal. Stays on 7 points. He's got 2 rebounds and assists, so he's up to 10 PRA. Norton just fends off Qual. Davis pressing on JFL. 57 seconds on the clock. Davis pushes him to the outside. Gets a hand in there. Fires it off. Smith-Milner from the left wing for 3 and drains it. 46-30. Brisbane should just shoot from 3-point range. They're 5 from 16. 5 from 17, I think. That's still nearly 30%. They're only 30% general shooting. Xavier Cooks is fouled, and he'll go to the line again. He's spending a lot of time at the line for a man who doesn't shoot well from the free throw line. You need a big second half here, Ken. You need a 60-point quarter, I think. Xavier Cooks 1 from 3 from the free throw line so far tonight. 2 from 3. He gets 1. There we go. Great to have you all tuning in. Make sure to hit like, subscribe, get involved in the comments. Pretty broad church. If you want to have a chat in the comments too. It doesn't just have to be about NBA, NBL or NBA. Yeah, there's not a lot on offer at the moment. Just depending on what your numbers were. What were your numbers you were chasing for them? Cooks might be the only one that goes over. He's at 8, but I'm guessing that his points would have been about maybe 17 or 18 as Javon Freeman Liberty just throws that over the sideline with 18 seconds on the clock. So yeah, Cooks PRA now at 12. 48-30, Kings in possession, no shot clock, 14 seconds on the game clock. I'll recap the scorers at half time. Run through them all. Delhi in for a little jumper just to finish and tipped home by Cooks. Going to count. I think they will count the basket, just having a look. They do count the basket. We've got an N1 as well. Just having a look at what happens here. Yeah, well, Cooks is definitely on now because he's up to 11. And he's at the line here to finish the quarter. .8 on the clock. Delhi's a chance. There he is, 51-30. So he's already up to 12, and that takes him to 3 rebounds and an assist as well. So that'll be 16 PRA. But at half time, it is 51-30. Sydney running away with this one. Let's run through the scorers. Top scorers for Brisbane. Sam McDaniel with 11 points. He has 1 rebound and 1 assist. Other notable scorers, Toby Smith-Milner, 6 points. He's got 2 from 3-point range, 2 rebounds. And that's really it. Other notable stats, rebounds, 2s and 3s. Mitch Norton with 3 assists. It's been a pretty diabolical first half. For Alex Duke is still on 0 points and Terry Taylor on 2. Terry Taylor shooting at 15%. For the Kings, Xavier Cooks has 12 points. 3 rebounds, 1 assist, and a block. Kendrick Davis has 9 points, 2 rebounds, 6 assists. Tim Suarez, 8 points, 5 rebounds, a steal and a block. Bull Qual, 5 points and 6 rebounds. Quatnoy, 5 points, 2 rebounds and an assist. And Makawach Malawach has 6 points. He got firing early. Oliver, just depends what you're looking for. It's not a bad game overall, but what it is it's half time. So we're going to take a break. I'll be back with you in about 7 or 8 minutes, just before we get back underway with the second half. If you haven't already, please give the video a like. Get involved in the comments. Let us know what you're going to tip for the second half. What are you expecting to see? What else are you looking out for in the competition at the moment? And hit subscribe, of course. We'll be back very shortly with the second half. crying for? Can't look. You took mum. There, she's crying. Hello, hello. We are back for the second half. Almost set for the third quarter. Who's betting on Kalshi? What's Kalshi? Dion? Oh, the platform, of course. Okay, I'm with you. Yep, never mind. Hez, Sydney might win for sure. Well, the teams are set. They're just waiting for the referees now to get underway for the third quarter. They're all set. Suarez is there ready to go. And we are on for the third quarter. What can the Kings do here? Brisbane get the ball from the baseline now. 10 seconds gone. Taylor's out there. JFL. Norton. Harrison and Duke as they're back to their starting five. Both sides back to their starting five from the start of the match. 99% win probability. So you're telling me there's a chance. And the Kings turn over the ball. Cooks takes it from Harrison. Fires it to Bull Qual. Thinks about a three. Fakes. Steps inside. Gives it up to Suarez. And he'll get an N1. $53.30. 37 seconds gone. Here we go. They're going to try and put this to the sword early, the Kings. On the first quarter, 24-15. The second one, 27-15. And they're off to a fly here. Suarez to the line. Doesn't go. Rebound taken by JFL. 53-30 it remains. 40 seconds gone here. They're trying to work it out defensively. Turned over. Ball Qual with a stop. Gives it off to Dellavedova. Cooks inside. Dunks it home. 55-20. 55-20. 55-30. I'm still on points from Brisbane. And Brisbane take a timeout early. Terry Taylor was back there in the post trying to defend three men and just had no chance. Norton just fumbled that. Davis thought about pulling up for three. Dellavedova inside for Cooks. Easy as you like. Good to have you all tuning in. Let's see if the Sydney Kings killer instinct can extend out here. Ryan Gorgon very animated in the timeout. Xavier Cook's up to 14 points now. Well on his way, Clint. Just need one other to get there to sort of break even, right? I don't think it's going to be Terry Taylor. He's got two. Alex Dukas has barely seen game time and has none. So you might be relying on Delhi. We will see what comes. Bullets inbound. Deflected off Xavier Cooks, goes across the sideline. Yeah, well, Delhi's your man now, I think. Yeah, need one more bucket from Cooks and you'll be home. Need 16. Norton now running the point. And we're going to foul out wide on Davis. Something the Kings need to be cognizant of, not getting themselves into any foul trouble here. But they've been pretty clean so far. Davis just the one. JFL puts it in. Suarez just takes it away from Tyrell Harrison. Delavadova runs the point. Asks Cooks for the screen. That's what he gets. Now he finds a matchup with Taylor. Suarez thinks about the three. Gives it into Cooks inside. Freeman Liberty all over him. So that'll be a foul. Delavadova will inbound at defensive baseline. Just joining us. Let us know where you're tuning in from. What you're up to for your early morning, evening, afternoon, whatever it is, as Bull Quoll gets a bucket. 57-30. 6-0 run to start this quarter. Norton back. Taylor gets up, doesn't get it down. Suarez loses it behind his own back and it goes out of bounds. It'll be Bullets ball. 57-30. They're putting on a clinic here. As those Google predictions going waffle. Mitch Norton's running around in circles. Tyrell Harrison goes, nice little jumper inside the paint. He'll get two. They're finally off the mark for the third quarter. Kendrick Davis goes straight down the other way, loses it off his own knee, and it goes out of bounds. Brisbane play deflected into Davis's knee. So it'll be Bullets ball. They inbound it at the baseline. Little return pass to John Freeman Liberty. Delavadova getting in his way. Quoll. I'll get it out eventually. Double teaming him. I'm absolutely getting tongue-tied now. Tyrell Harrison swings it wide. Taylor feints. Cuts into the lane. Gives it to JFL. Doesn't go. Suarez takes the rebound. Man, Quatnoy to get some minutes. Xavier Cooks goes in. Misses the layup, but gets fouled. He'll go to the line for another two. He could be home here, Clint, if he gets these two. He's 4 from 6 so far. Cooks at the line. And he misses. You're on Brisbane over 79.5? Oh. Geez, I wouldn't be confident they're getting there. Let's have 4. They need nearly 50 points from here. Cooks gets the second one. Adrian, it was the Sydney Kings. Xavier Cooks, he got the second one, so they lead by 26 now. Foul on Bull Quoll. Under, yeah. No, again, it's the NBL, so, never quite say never, but I'd be quite surprised if they picked up 47 points from here in 17 and a bit minutes of basketball when they haven't done it. They've got 32 in 20-something. Kings to win by 3 or more in the third quarter. No worries, Adrian. We'll keep you up to date, mate. McDaniel for 3. There you go. That gets him going a little bit. Current score for this quarter, 7-5. Kendrick Davis leaves it short. Harrison with the rebound. This is not what you needed, Astro, just after I've said that. Nor you, Adrian. Just joining us for the first time, make sure to hit like on the video. If you're enjoying what you're seeing, jump in and subscribe as well. Missed mid-range jumper for the Bullets. Quoll with the rebound. Davis for Cooks. Cooks slices through into the paint, fires it off for Tim Suarez. Easy bucket. 60-35, 7 minutes on the clock. Malawach bats the inbound pass back out of bounds. Yeah, we call it the commentator's curse when we're doing what I'm doing, but nonetheless, 60-35, 6:57 on the clock. John Freeman Liberty to Taylor. Taylor swings long. Kendrick Davis gets a hand on it. And we've got a backcourt violation. Davis putting the pressure on. Going to say it actually came off Brisbane. 60-35, 6:51. Kings in possession. Bull Quoll's going to start it off. The Bullets coaching staff just look resigned to their fate. Dear, oh dear. Kendrick Davis switching up, a little bounce pass inside, shoveled on from Cooks to Suarez. He's under the hoop again, gets another 2. Sydney have forced another turnover here. My word. That might not even be enough, to be fair. Brisbane tried the quick restart and didn't work out. They're just playing Harlem Globetrotter stuff at the moment, the Kings. Kendrick Davis, mid-range. That wasn't Harlem Globetrotters. That was horrific. Divas swings it back now. Taylor. Javon Freeman-Liberty. McDaniel gets it to drop. They're still scoring a couple of buckets here, Brisbane. They're not completely done with. Yeah, 28.5 might still not be enough. Bullquall fakes for the 3. Drives into the paint. Goes around the rim and drops outside the hoop. But he will go to the line for 2. Suarez is going to have a seat. Goodrick will check in. Qual to the line for the Kings. Gets one. At the 26, if he can hit this next one, it'll be equal biggest lead of the night. 6:05 on the clock, Adrian. Gets another 6:05, and it's a 27-point ball game. Dukas. Kendrick Davis forces the turnover. Malawach gives it to Quatnoy, who just airwalks his way into another bucket. Brisbane just turning it over left, right, and centre here at the moment. And a foul comes on Bullquall. Just trying to apply that pressure. Javon Freeman-Liberty barking instructions at his team. Darryl McDonald, I would say he's pulling his hair out, but he's clean shaven on top. 5:46 on the clock. Divas gives it to Holt. Taylor for 3. Doesn't go. Batted up. Good reaches above the pack like an AFL full forward. Kendrick Davis up against Sam McDaniel. McDaniel hanging on to him. Davis goes to the hoop, swatted away. Knocked back, and Goodrick gets it. Bullquall goes into the paint. And we've got a travel here. Not sure who we're calling a travel on. An interesting call, but nonetheless, 5:26 on the clock. Brisbane inbound ball. Their defensive half. Smith-Milner's going to check back in. Galloway's in. I just need Quatnoy to fire a few shots in. That's what I need. Sydney are too good at the moment, Tony. What was the PRA you were chasing on Cooks again? Because what's he at now? 21 at the moment. Yeah, that's exactly right. It's hard to shut them both down. And if you don't shut down either of them, as Holt runs the screen here, Smith-Milner for 3. The big man's got it. 66-40. 25.5. Well, you're well on your way. It's just going to be about whether he gets the minutes. Hey, Thanos, not that I know of, mate. It's all going to come down to whether he gets enough minutes here as Freeman-Liberty bats that out of bounds. It'll be King's ball. Still 12 on the shot clock. New Year's Eve it is. We're counting down towards the end. This will be the last watch-along of 2025. All being well, we should be back on the 2nd. 3-point shot for the Kings. That is a nice shot. 69-40. Freeman-Liberty. And then it was going out of bounds, and Freeman-Liberty just tapped it over. It's not your night. It's not your night. The wonderful 3 from Quatnoy gets him up to 10. Helps me. I need 15. 5 more points for Quatnoy, and it'll be a party night for me. Another 3 tips in the video. Unders. Kings -2.5 for the first quarter. Thank you, Adrian. You too, mate. Third quarter. Oh, they're going okay at the moment. They're up by 8. 69-40. Up by 8 in this quarter, though. Noi inbounds. Malowatch is on the ball. Freeman Liberty steals it. That's what Brisbane needed. McDaniel. Dellavedova gives a soft foul. Need Brisbane to cut the lead so they keep the starters in longer. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, we're kind of probably at opposite ends of that spectrum. I need Quatnoy to get some points. I was hoping this would be what will happen. Freeman Liberty gets around. They're putting the pressure on. Open 3 for Smith-Milner. Doesn't go. Rebound for Malowak. Gives it to Goodrich. Quatnoy for 3. Oh, I thought it was in. I thought he's up to 13. That would have been brilliant. Brisbane just looking nervy. Holt. Divas barking instructions. Flicks it out to Holt. Holt for 3. Doesn't go. Smith-Milner's end up on the deck. I don't know how that happened. The man's got a 15-kilo advantage on everyone else. Dellavedova goes to swing it wide to Galloway, and it's batted out of bounds by Divas. So Cooks, as I said, is at 21. Dellavedova's 2 points at the moment. Alex Duke is still yet to score. Terry Taylor has 2 points. As Goodrich gets another bucket for the Kings. They are blowing this out. 3:33 on the clock. We've got a foul called on Malowat straight away. And Brisbane will go to the line. They get 1 through Norton. 3:33 on the clock. Gets 2 at 71-42. Quatnoy sweeping out wide. Works it to Goodrich, who gives it off to Delhi. Robertson's out there. Galloway's out there. Goodrich now. Gives it back to Quatnoy, but he was going right. The ball went left, and it's going to be a backcourt violation. Or did it go out of bounds just before halfway? Either way, it's going to be Bullets ball. The Kings are well up on this one. 29-point lead. Led by 31 just before. Bullets, it's going to be a long trip home. With this result, the Kings will elevate themselves up into 3rd on the ladder. Equal record with Southeast Melbourne as McDaniel gets a bucket, but a better points percentage. Dellavedova falls over. Noise here. Stepping around, driving in, gives it off to Galloway. Holds his width. Goodrich for Delhi. Delhi's fouled by Divas. Let us know where you're tuning in from, guys. What else is on the radar? How many minutes left? Thanos, 2:47 in the 3rd quarter. Dellavedova at the line. He gets his first one. It's a 7-point lead for the quarter. Should get this second one and make it 8. He does. 73-44. That's the thing for the Kings. These bench rotations are hungry. They don't get a lot of minutes, so they wanted to put the pressure on. Oh, almost a backcourt violation there. Smith-Milner mishandled. Dellavedova putting the pressure on. Manning up here. Out wide. Norton. Goes into the paint. Nice easy layup. Does work for him. Takes him up to 8 points. Jalen Galloway. Step back for 3. Doesn't go. 2:14 on the clock. Time for Quatnoy to pick up another bucket here. It'd be nice. Foul called on Noy. Norton ended up on his knees sliding. Bet is on the radar once I'm done sweating this bet. Maybe some KBL. Yeah, you love to punish yourself, Astro. Need to get more across the KBL, but between everything else with all the cricket here in Australia and elsewhere, and the basketball and a bit of soccer/football, depending on where you're from, Norton gets that one. It's a pretty full radar, and then we'll have our rugby competition starting soon. Warming up. Yeah, Kenya only need another 60 points from here, so it's, it's possible. 120 at the moment. Need a big last quarter. That one helps. Every point helps. 73-48, 2:05 on the clock. Inside the final 2 minutes of the third quarter, Robertson drives in. Doesn't quite go for it. They get the rebound through Holt. 151. Smith-Milner for three. Doesn't go this time. Holt gets a touch on it. Out of bounds. King's ball. 140 on the clock. 73-48. What are we liking in the KBL, Astro? Sydney are doing the heavy lifting on the overs. Delhi. Cooks is back out there. Robertson manhandled by Smith-Milner. Pops it back in the lane. Norton. McDaniel. Doesn't go. It was a three-point shot, but it was well offline. Robertson. Cooks. Dispossessed. Deva's just got a little poke in there and took it away. Down to a minute 10. And then Smith-Milner just missed everyone and threw it out of bounds. Kings lead this quarter by 4. .107 on the clock. Thunder's over Sonic Boom plus 134 or the unders. Yeah, right. 157.5. Geez, that's low scoring, isn't it? Suarez to Robertson. Davis with a mid-range jumper. Doesn't quite go. Cooks got up early. And we've got a foul. Is it going to be Cooks at the line? Well, Mitch Norton looks like he's having a heart attack on the bench. He's absolutely blowing. It is Xavier Cooks at the line. Good news for you, Tony. 50.3 seconds, Thanos. Cooks gets that one. That gets him to, what do we got? 16 and 6, 22. So this free throw. Doesn't get the second one, though. Suarez gets the ball, and there's a foul on Suarez. I think he'll go to the line. Is that what's happening here? Or is it foul on Brisbane? 49.4. Foul on Brisbane, so they're going to go down the other end and shoot free throws. Holt. Let's go end to end. They're both in the bonus, and they're all giving away fouls. Not sure. In the US, I use 2 Aussie books, so I use Bet365 and Sportsbet. Won't even need that at this rate, Ken. As Holt gets his first one there. $74.49. And finally bring up the 50 with 50 seconds to go. No, they're not. 45 seconds to go. We've got a 25-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. They have everything. Who has everything? 50 in the last quarter. Now we've got another foul. Jack Purchase has got some game time. Brisbane are just trying anything at this point. Kendrick Davis with a mid-range jumper and drains it. 76-49. That should get you home, Thanos. They're up by 4. They're up by 6 in this quarter now. Yeah. If they miss this, they're going to need 30 in this last quarter, and that's a huge ask. 28's massive, but 30 would be outrageous. JFL from long range tries to get a 3, and Cooks is going to go down the court. Give it off to Kendrick Davis. It goes into the paint. He's going to get fouled with 3.8 seconds. Smith-Milner, that was just dumb. Brisbane, that tells me Brisbane are done. They've put the cue in the rack here. He's grabbed him. He's going for the ball, gets him around the collarbone and all. Do they look tired? Brisbane, they just look like they've given up here. They just look like they've given up here, mate. So it's hard to know, really. Like, yeah, Sydney are at the line swarm. KD, Kendrick Davis will be at the line with 3.8 seconds on the clock here. Try and get it back out to a 29-point lead. On the first quarter, 24-15. The next one, 27-15. And now this one's 25-19. So a better quarter for Brisbane, but still way off the pace. Second one doesn't go, but it's going to be King's possession because it's been called flagrant. The Kings will have possession with 3.8 seconds on the clock. 77-49. Henry Davis for 3. Does not go. So that will be 3-quarter time. Thanos, I would be staying well away from anything in the fourth quarter because you just don't know what these two teams are going to do. Sydney could put the cue in the rack. Brisbane, they might get a couple of fresh guys out there like Purchase and Dalton. You just don't know who's going to get minutes now because the game's, well, it's effectively done at 28 points, right? So it's just way too unpredictable for mine, but others might have a very different viewpoint. You just don't know who you're going to get. You'll see a lot of starters rested, especially when we have a look at the schedule ahead, and perfect time to talk about that. For those of you who are tuning in, if you haven't already, hit like on the video, hit subscribe, get involved in the comments, all the fun stuff. So tomorrow night, we've got Illawarra against Tasmania and Cairns against Southeast Melbourne. So I'll do a video previewing both of those tomorrow morning, Australian time. Then Brisbane are back in action on the 1st of January at home against Perth. Brisbane fourth quarter money line. God, it's possible. That might be a hedge if they blow this out and get their 30 points. Astro. And then Sydney are in action against Adelaide on the 2nd of January. That is going to be a huge game. We'll be back for that one. So we'll be covering that one on the 2nd. And then we will do one or maybe both, depending if the game's on the 3rd. Probably just one. We'll probably just do the early game on the 3rd. Never have taken that team total. I don't think Sydney gets to 101. Yeah, it would be big from here. I mean, they don't need that many points to get there, but it's just about who they play through their minutes. It's going to fall somewhere between, I'd say they'll finish between 97 and 102, but whether they get to that top little bit. But yeah, I think they'll ice a couple of players now. They've got 6 wins on the trot, and they've got Adelaide next in 3 days' time. So in Adelaide, it's an interesting little run for them now. They've got Adelaide, Southeast Melbourne, Phoenix, and then they've got the Breakers, and then Melbourne United. So they've got the other 3 top 4 sides all in action again over the next 2 weeks. A big test for Sydney. Some other teams that have got some really long breaks at the moment. Melbourne United played on the 27th, and they don't play again until the 3rd. So they got a whole week between games. Well, let's have a quick run through the those points. Xavier Cooks is, well, he's cooking. He's up to 25. So, do you need over 25 or Cooks? Tony, you might be home. He's at 25, and they're back underway for the fourth quarter. Brisbane ball. Fourth quarter money line at plus 100. Yeah, fair enough. Davis, Cook, Suarez, and Delhi are all out there. Bullets get the first bucket of the fourth quarter. So, yeah, Cook's 18 points, Kendrick Davis 12, Suarez 14. Make that 20. Doesn't matter what your number was. He's home now, Tony. He's home, my friend. He's now got 20 points, 5 rebounds, 18 points, sorry, 5 rebounds and 4 assists. Which will do the numbers. That'll get him to 27. Malowach fires it out to Kendrick Davis. Goes for 3. Cooks. Gets there. Suarez. And we've got a foul of some sort. I'm not sure who it's on. Might be on Davis, I think. Kendrick's looking a little tired, to be fair. I'd be putting him on ice shortly if I was the Kings. Malowach is out there for Bull Qual. Brisbane have seen a bit more of a spread of minutes tonight. Freeman Liberty's out there. McDaniel's out there. Harrison, Taylor, and Norton. Taylor doesn't go. Swatted back away. Norton with the rebound. Tyrell Harrison. Cooks fouls him. Should be baseline, but I think they're going to give it as a shooting foul. Harrison gets that one. 52. $53. Gets another. This one I don't think is going to come down to the wire. I don't think we're going to have some enthralling finish like we've had in others. Dellavedova. Bounce pass into Davis. Behind the back pass to Cooks. Cooks gets another 2. You could have taken him over 30 the way he's going. 81-53. He's going to go to the line. What's that take him to now? 29. Could be 30 PRA with this. Kendrick Davis has got 21. He's going to fall short of his line. Oh, Cooks. Only just clipped the front of the rim. That was well short. Swing wide. Norton for 3. Drains it. Not too many of those, Astro. Dear, oh dear. Up to 56. A little nervy at the moment. And they still need another 24 points, though. Dellavedova up against the opposite number in Norton. Malowach for 3. That's a shocker of a shot. In Sydney to control the pace a bit more here. Javon Freeman Liberty. Oh, I thought he'd hit that then. He went for 3, didn't quite go. Suarez with the rebound. Cooks. Delhi for 3. No, pulls back, bounce past to Cooks. Kendrick Davis, 7 on the shot clock. Gets a step away, 3. Doesn't go. Malowach tried to get the rebound, but Freeman Liberty got in front. We've got a foul. I'm not sure who it's been called on, but it's going to be Brisbane foul, so they'll get a sideline ball. Jalen Galloway checks in for Dellavedova. Brian Gorgon, I just need you to put Kwatnoy in for another 5 or 6 minutes here, please. Those 15 points would be nice. Junk time. Over the top now, Brisbane. Harrison. Divas sweeping around. Taylor's got space aside, not to shoot. Freeman Liberty. 6 on the shot clock. Taylor's going to drive in. Gives it off Divas, open 3. And they get another one, Brisbane. That's 9 3-pointers now. Scored nearly as much from 3-pointers they have from everywhere else. Suarez for Davis. Steps inside. Gets up and under. You're going to have a red-hot crack at this 101 for you. Yeah, so far so good, Astro. Had to pick up their shooting percentage at some point. Harrison drives into the paint. Galloway knocks it away. That's a rough foul call. This is what I don't love with sport, is when a team's getting beaten and all of a sudden then they're getting beaten so bad that the referees start giving them the 50-50 calls. Still just got to call it the same. Yeah, it is. You're going to be sweating that one to the end, Swarm. You need a foul party. Come on, refs, do your job. Joe, under 171.5. What are we at the moment? 142. You're going to be sweating that. I used to be a referee, Swarm. That's a bit rough. Not a basketball one, though. Rugby league. Harrison gets the second one. I get the 60. I'm pretty happy with the 180. I think it was 185.5 that I took, or 186.5 before the game. Under 186.5. Minus 110. 3-pointer to the Kings. Oh, he's back out there. Daniel thinks about a bucket. Yeah, it makes it hard. You really sweat some of those calls. Another foul. Nobody score for 3 minutes, please. I think Brisbane might be going to the line. God's plan, how are you, my friend? Good to have you with us. Those of you who are just jumping in, make sure to hit like on the video. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Ken's loving the fouls. Divas gets one there. So 18 points to play with 5:46 on the clock. Astro. No scoring, Thanos. 5:46 left, yeah, Astro, yeah. Divas gets another. Try and keep you up to date with that as we go. Daniel's up to 18 points. He's sneakily gotten there. Noi. Oh, you got to step, Quat. Take the 3. Galloway drives in. He's got Noi with him. He's going to step across. Tries to draw the foul. Just airballs it in the end. That's horrible. 5:20 on the clock. Terry Taylor sweeping it along. McDaniel thinks about a 3. Lobs it in for Taylor. He gets a little jumper and misses it. Gets his own rebound. Divas for 3. Doesn't go. Malawak gets the rebound. Oh, they're taking Noy out of the game, have they? Dear, oh dear. No, there he is. Taking Cooks out. Freeman Liberty, little alley-oop for Tyrell Harrison. 4:51 on the clock. But Noy lays it off. Galloway. Bruce is out there now. The Bruce, Sean Bruce. Jalen Galloway trying to work it out. Suarez has open 3. Noy's calling for it. Suarez goes himself. Bruce trying to get the rebound, but Freeman Liberty takes it. 4:30 on the clock now. Daniel in for Harrison. Another 2 for Tyrell. All of a sudden, it's a 20-point game. 4:20 on the clock. Nope, 21-point game. I've given him a point there somewhere. 4:08. Malawak misses the 3. Inside the final 4 minutes. Divas trying to work some space. Swings it out. Tyrell Harrison for 3. Doesn't go. Noy with the rebound. Bruce on the fast break. I'm not sure what the Kings are trying to do. Big alley-oop up for Malawak. They get 2 back. They're not wasting any time, the Kings. Brisbane will take a timeout. 88-65. 3:45 on the clock. Let's run through some of those points now. Cooks, 20 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Kendrick Davis, 14 points, 7 assists, 2 rebounds, 2 steals. Tim Suarez, 14 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. Bull Qual, 9 points, 6 rebounds. Quatnoy, 10 points, 4 rebounds and assist. Malawach, 11 points, 3 rebounds and an assist. The Kings must have their over. What are they doing? Well, what was it? 186, so 174. So their team total would have been about, I'm going to say, it would have been about the 100. Probably 99.5 pre-game. I mean, 99.5 to 87 with a 12.5 point line. I'll do my best, Swarm. I'll do my best. I can only afford 19 more points. Yeah, knew what you meant, mate. That's okay. So Bullets have got the ball now. Norton has the ball. We're going to have a foul here against Malawach from the Kings. Is it? No, it's Awan. Lueth Awan's out there for some time. Yeah, probably a good manoeuvre. Norton to the line for Brisbane. 3:39 on the clock. Gets the first one. 22-point game. I'm just sweating 5 more points from Quatnoy if he can find them while he's out there. Norton gets 2, 88-67. Playing more of the point now rather than the 4 role he played earlier. Noy gives it off to Robertson. Playing small ball the Kings. Goodrick gives it now to Awan. Fires it back to Bruce. Goes up. Can't get it to go. Smith Milner gets the ball. 3:18 on the clock. Norton trying to work it around. Swings it out now. Purchase is there. Holt. Yeah, this is a wild quarter, this one. Holt goes up and over. Doesn't get it to go. That's a stop for the Kings. Goodrick's there. Robertson, Noy wants it. They swing wide. Bruce. Awan. Doesn't go. Goodrick with the rebound. Doesn't go. Goodrick with his own rebound. Does go and gets the foul. There's 90 and he'll go to the line. What are you chasing here, Astro? I thought you were just chasing the Brisbane's points. Kings get another 2. They're at the line now, Sydney, with Goodrick. 2:48, Thanos. 2:48, 90-67. At the line now. Misses the free throw. Stays 90-67. Yeah. I'm happy for it to evaporate if Quatnoy can just get a couple of buckets first. Brisbane miss a 3. Goodrick takes it. Sean Bruce slowing things down a little. He's going to take the point on, but then he goes for a 3. Lines it up, doesn't get it. Holt with a rebound. 2:25 on the clock. Brisbane ball. Devers working it across just inside the offensive side of halfway. Holt on the 45 at the 3-point arc. Under pressure from Goodrick. Gives it off to Devers. 5 on the shot clock. Fires it in. No look. Doesn't go. Then that's another miss. Goodrick gets the rebound. It's good for you guys not wanting points. Robertson, Quatnoy. Doesn't get the 3. I needed that. It's okay. We're still in profit here because we're going to be unders. Seal the deal indeed, Astro. Another miss from the Bullets. Quatnoy takes it. 1:37 on the clock. Awan's there. Another miss. 1:30 on the clock, Thanos. 90-67. Brisbane in possession. They swing it back now. Devers has it. Fires it wide. A run around play. Out wide for Smith Milner. He gets up and drains a 3. 90-70, 1:13 on the clock. I don't think my Quatnoy bet's quite going to lob. 2 from 6 from 3-point doesn't help me. No, Quatnoy sat down, so that would have been an absolute feast if he'd got that. That's okay. 2 out of 3. 2 minus 110 bets get up. Total's 160 at the moment. That's correct. 1 minute to go. A 1 for Bruce. Robertson sweeping around. Robertson gets a 2. 50.8 seconds. Surely not Astro. Javon Freeman Liberty swings it wide. Holt plays it off. Divas drives in. Freeman Liberty, quick switch. No look shot, doesn't go. Goodrick takes the rebound. 32 seconds. You should be well and truly home here, Bruce. 10-second difference between shot clock and game clock, and Sydney's happy to manage it. Sydney's happy to manage it unless you cock Malawal, who decides to bomb a 3 from nowhere. $95.70. 12 seconds on the clock. Holt's going to drive into the paint, try and get something away. He'll get called for travel. 4.6 on the clock. Sydney will have the last possession. I don't think you're going to get your 7 points that you needed, Swarm. Fourth quarter. Brisbane win it. What was the 16.5 you took, sorry, Swarm? Is that a live minus or a live plus? Oh. Hey, Mike, we will be back in a couple of days. That's full time, 95.70. We'll be back, I think, at this stage on the 2nd, maybe the 1st, but more than likely the 2nd of January. Brisbane fourth quarter money line and the team points under, both cashed. Happy days. Yeah, I got 2 out of 3 for mine, Astro. But hey, Swarm, that's good. Any profit is good profit. Big thank you to you all for tuning in. For those of you who jumped in late, if you haven't already, please hit like on the video, hit subscribe. Great to have you on board. We'll have some previews for tomorrow's games out tomorrow. Live minus 16.5, perfect, Swarm. Leading scorers, Cooks 20, Suarez 14, Kendrick Davis 14, all for the Kings. Makawach Malawach 11, Quatnoy 10, and Bullqual 9. So they were your leaders. Rebounds, Goodrick finished with 8, Suarez with 7, and Qual with 6, Cooks with 5. Assists, Davis 7, delivered over 5, and Cooks with 4 for Brisbane. Leading scorer was Sam McDaniel with 18 points. Mitch Norton 15, Smith Milner and Tyrell Harrison both with 12. Rebounds 7 each for Freeman Liberty and Tyrell Harrison. 6 for Jacob Holt. And assists 6 for Mitch Norton, 4 for Terry Taylor, and 4 for Sam McDaniel. That is game over, Thanos. 95.70, my friend. All done. So Nick was right again. He loves the unders. He would have enjoyed that one. 95-70. It ends up saluting by 20 points under the original line. Thank you all. Look forward to talking to you again early in the new year. Happy New Year to all of you. As I said, there'll be some preview videos coming over the next couple of days when I can get them out. Plenty of other content. Thank you, Swarm. Appreciate that, my friend. And for those of you who haven't already, if you hit subscribe, that'd be wonderful. But it is the Sydney Kings winning 95-70. They make it 6 on the trot. They climb to 3rd on the ladder. And we will talk to you all very, very soon here on your home with Black and White Sport. No grey opinions. Make sure to check out the other content. If you haven't already, please hit subscribe. Happy New Year.